Continuing on the custom card review streak, we're going to be talking about a INT LR Broly rework, and it's coming in from Adlin's Creek. But before we go ahead and read Adlin's rework card, send me custom cards, rework concepts, EZA concepts over to bhdevcustomcards@gmail.com so get to your concept card as soon as possible. I'm getting all these recent concept cards out of the way. I think that's a better thing to say because I've gotten EZA rework concepts. I've gotten, of course, just straight custom cards. And of course, now I got a rework, which I am pretty sure that I've read reworks in the past. So, with that being said, Adlins says, after this worldwide, I think INT LR Broly was the weakest out of the 4 released. Absolutely. So I decided to show him some love with this rework I cooked up. Absolutely. Adlins, thank you for sending your rework concept. Oh man, I was about to say custom card concept. So, with that being said, of course, I did have to pull up this INT LR Broly to just, of course, have a side-by-side comparison. I'm almost very certain that this custom rework is going to be just leagues ahead stronger than what we got inside Vanilla Dokkan for this INT LR Broly. A powerful LR in his own right. I had to look over his kit. He is supporting in multiple different ways. He's supporting from his domain, his interest animation support buff. He's supporting post revive. He just orb changing, guard, damage reduction, revival in his back pocket. He is such a great team player. He's just a great card for uncontrollable power. He's just so good. Really. And of course, he has one of the best LRs in the game sitting right next to him, that being Tech LR Broly, that being the Carnival LR Broly. And then I had to pull up his team. Bro, I forgot how nutty his team was until I took a peek at it. Of course, you're going to have double INT LR Brolys. You have the Carnival LR Broly. You have Bio Broly himself. You have, who else? You have LR Buhan, of course, post EZA, crazy. You have Turles post EZA, crazy. You have Janemba post EZA, of course, LR Janemba, crazy. Could you squeeze the Dragon Ball Super Broly on here? Possibly. Of course, you have Cell Max. Granted, of course, you want to squeeze him on the team. Who else do you have? You have the Dokkan Fest Buhan, crazy. You have it. The INT Fat Buu, great. You have Haruta Goat for his dodge, nice. And if you scroll on down, right? Oh, I forgot to mention that STR Kid Buu did get his EZA information released this morning, and I haven't got the chance to read that STR Kid Buu, but I'm very certain that he's going to be very good. So I'm gonna just preemptively call him crazy. Of course, we have INT EZA Broly. Granted, of course, you don't have enough options on the team. You could throw him on the team, and of course, you also have 4 Super EZAs. That being, where are they? Oh, you also have a Tech Bio Broly, who is a great free-to-play EZA. You have Tech Beerus, you have Physical Kid Buu, you have the STR Broly, and you also have Physical Full Power Frieza. Having 4 Super EZAs on this team is just greatness personified. So INT LR Broly is looking pretty damn good for his 200% leader skill. I gotta say, I had to just take a quick peek at what it looked like again, and it's looking pretty goddamn good. So, with that being said, let's get right on over to this rework. So, he has a base, and then he gets a transformation. So, what we're seeing right here, he's going to be looking pretty strong inside of his post transformation. Yeah, he's literally going to be just going off on a whim because I did not skim through this card. I did not read a single lick of this card before I started recording. I'm going to go off on a whim and say that this card is literally going to be this guy, but 50 times stronger, right? So, let's take a look at the base for the Super Saiyan Broly. Okay, so we have Return of the Devil. It's just Broly Super Saiyan. He is Extreme Int. Leader skill is the same as the vanilla version. Rainbow stats and 55% is the same as the vanilla version. And his new 12 key, that being Crushing Impact. He greatly stacks defense and gets 30% attack for 1 turn, and he also has a 50% chance of getting an additional 50% defense, and greatly lowers defense as well. Oh, I forgot to cover myself for the 200% league. I'm so sorry, guys. I just gonna go ahead and just blur that myself out there. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is 200% leader skill for INT LR Broly because, of course, it is the same as the vanilla version, as I've already shown. So yeah. I'm gonna go on back on over to the rework. Okay, so notable thing, greatly stacking defense, and he has a additional chance to get additional 50% more defense. That's all. He does not stack defense. If anybody wants to know, he's not stacking defense in any of his super attack picks for his vanilla Dokkan part of his card. So his 18 key, that being Eraser Cannon, he is massively stacking attack and defense. For those who don't know, that is 100% attack and defense, just indefinitely. And he also has a 50% chance of getting an additional 30% attack. And he activates guard, so he gets guard, and he guarantees stuns as well as lowers enemies' attack. But he's doing only colossal damage. Interesting. An LR that is doing immense in the 12 key and only colossal in their 18 key. I guess that makes sense for balance, but even if then, massively stacking attack and defense is very strong. So is lowering their super attack modifier something that you can justify for them to be balanced? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, and the passive, that being Kakarot, activates the interest animation upon character's entry once only, and extreme class allies get 40% defense for 4 turns. Okay, so it seems about unchanged. And 3 key and 260% attack and defense, as well as 66% damage reduction for 5 turns from character's entry turn. Okay, so it is now restricted, right? It is restricted because it's unrestricted inside the Vanilla Dokkan part of this card. Okay, so it is now restricted for 5 turns. And guard if there is a Goku's family or Earthbred Fighters category enemy. Interesting considering the fact that you could either sit him aside the first slot if you're going up against that specific category enemy, that being a Goku's family or Earthbred Fighters category enemy. Or you can sit him aside the second or third slot for that guard when he does his super, because remember, this card is getting guard when they do their 18 key super. Just something to note. So, where are we at? 50% attack and defense when attacking, and launches 2 additional attacks that have a 70% chance to become a super attack, and has a rare chance of randomly changing a random type of key sphere to int. And he is 2 key per key sphere obtained, and recovers 2% HP per int key sphere obtained, and transforms when conditions are met. And links are the same as the EZA Tech Broly, but Berserker is replaced by Big Bad Bosses, like Broly should have had to begin with. Oh my god, thank you, Adlins. I absolutely agree. Why does Broly not have BBB? It makes absolutely no goddamn sense. So that is great. He does now have BBB inside of his base. Things that are different from the vanilla part of the card to the rework would have to be, he doesn't have additional super attack chance in any part of his card for his vanilla Dokkan part of his card. Yeah, for the vanilla Dokkan card, he does not have any additional super attack chance because he has the support here. He has the stats and damage reduction here. He has stats when attacking. He has, what's that? That's key and recovering HP per key sphere obtained, okay. And of course, the domain buffs of him being able to orb change. And he also gets that guard. Effective against all types. And, yeah. Yeah, he's effective against all types when the character performs an attack while the domain's up, okay. I was about to say, was that a additional super attack chance or additional attack? And that's the revival, as well as the stats. And, yeah, stats here for receiving an attack. And then orb changing, support when the revival skill is activated. Yeah, there is no additional super attack chance built into this card. So that is one thing that is different. Another thing that's different is that this card does have chance, has a rare chance. What is that, like a 10 or 15% chance? Yeah, he has a chance to orb change when inside the vanilla Dokkan part of the card. Of course, he gets his orb changing when the domain is up, and what's that? And B, when the revival skill is activated. Yeah, that's another thing that's different. And of course, another thing that's different, again, is that he gets additional, he goes from 60% damage reduction up to 66% damage reduction, and it's for 5 turns. And the difference here is that it's non-restricted, and for the rework, it is restricted. And I think that's it. As well as the guard being restricted to a category enemy. Yeah, it's restricted for a category enemy. For 2 specific category enemies at that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be it. Because the support stays the same. And he still gets that 260% attack and defense, as well as the key. Yeah, he doesn't have key inside his vanilla part of his card. So there's a couple of differences for the base, but there is not anything too notable about the base to talk about, other than the fact that he does want to do as many super attacks as possible for him to stack up his attack and defense. He's going to be looking very, very tanky. Very tanky. Granted, he's inside the second or third slot. Could he take a bit of damage before he's able to stack up a bit? Yes, but even if then, give him a couple of turns, he's looking very strong. Absolutely, because he has that 66% damage reduction for 5 turns, as well as that guard immediately after he does the 18 key super, or if you're going up against the specific category enemy. That's about it. Yeah. So let's go on over to the transformation for this in LR Broly. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about inside the base. Yeah, you just want this guy to stack up, pretty much. Okay. Yeah. Only thing this guy's really doing is you want him to stack. He does have guaranteed stun, lowering attack. He's greatly stacking defense. Yeah, just a stacker that supports. That has additional super attack chance. And has some tidbits from the vanilla Dokkan part of the card. Yeah, okay. So transformation condition. Transforms in battle when there is a Goku's family category enemy in this attack in the same turn. Or from the 6th turn from the start of battle. So when his damage reduction does wear off, he can transform immediately. Okay, seems about right. All right, so let's just assume Link's same as the official version, but Berserker's replaced with Big Bad Bosses. Thank God, like as he should have. I get that Broly has Berserker, but at the same time, we can take what Link off of him to give him BBB. I think we could remove Saiyan Warrior Race. I don't think anybody will cry about Broly not having Saiyan Warrior Race, like, right? No? Okay. Anyways, let's see what we got here. So, super attacks for the 12 key. The type of super and name is the same. So, what's the 12 key? That would be Savage Blaster. Is that the same from his pre-transformation? No, it's Crushing Impact. Yeah, this is literally just Tech Broly. Yeah, it's easy to Tech Broly. So, it's the same name, right? I'm just going to go off and know what to say it is. Okay, so, his 12 key. Pretty much the same name. He is getting 50% attack defense on 1 turn, and he has a 50% chance to get, not a 70% chance, excuse me. Yeah, that's his great chance. So he has a 70% chance to get additional 50% defense for 3 turns, and does colossal damage to enemy. Okay, so he has the correct modifier on his 12 key for a super attack modifier, of course. And his 18 key, that being the gigantic driver, he gets, that's strong by the way, let me just go ahead and point this out. This 12 key is very, very strong. His 18 key, he gets 100% attack and defense for 4 turns, and he has a 70% chance to get 50% attack for 3 turns. Also, a 50% chance of getting an additional 50% defense per 1 turn. Wow. Okay, so very strong 18 key super attack modifier. Also, keep in mind, this card is stacking inside their transformation for their base. Yeah, the base is, they're stacking. Post-transformation, super attack effects are looking quite good. Absolutely, quite good. Okay, so the passive, Legend Reborn. Okay, this is going to probably be a very strong passive. All right, so 4 key and 180% attack and defense, up to 460% per attack or turn passed in battle. Okay, so 18 into 18 that's 36, I believe. So this card has to attack 3 times to fully build that up. Or the turn, do you have to pass by 3 turns to get that fully built up? No, because this card, no, this card's already gonna start out with no. Yeah, because this would count for the first turn or turn past. No, it wouldn't count for the first turn because it's per attack or turn past. So this card wants to attack 3 times to get up to 4 key and 460% attack and defense. Wow. So we start out just out the gate with just monstrous stats to be able to build up. Do keep in mind that he's not starting out with these stats at the start of the turn, because it says per attack or turn passed in battle. Yeah. So just out the gate, you want to build this up immediately because you don't start with this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what else do we got here? 200% defense and 100% attack when performing a super attack. Okay. And 70% damage reduction. And starting from the 4th turn from character's entry, minus 1% damage reduction per turn. You are not feeling that. No less than 66%. Let me tell you guys something. So, 70% damage reduction And from the 4th turn from character's entry, he's losing 1% damage reduction per turn. You're not feeling that. The fight will be done and over with, like way done and over with before you ever feel that. That's crazy. That was come on now. Anyways, has a rare or medium chance to change all key spheres into int if HP is 20% or less. Okay, and I don't think you're ever gonna get that though. Yeah, you're rarely ever gonna get that. Yeah, has a rare or medium chance to change all key spheres into int if HP is 20% or less. You're rarely ever gonna get that. Yeah, I don't think you're getting that. Guards all attacks if there's a Goku's family or Earthquake Fighters category enemy, or when domain molten lava of Natate, I think is how you say it, village is active. Okay. And launches an additional that has a 50% chance to come super attack. If there is another uncontrollable power or movie boss's category ally in the character's attacking turn, 10% damage reduction. Okay, so just if you just have that uncontrollable power slash movie boss's category character sitting right next to you, just get that free 10% damage reduction. Or I forgot to mention that that additional super attack chance is just unrestricted, which is cool. And he also gives all Extreme class allies 40% attack and defense, and additional 20% to allies. That just says 20%. So I like to assume an additional 20% attack and defense to allies who belong to the uncontrollable power or movie bosses category. When domain molten lava of Natate village is up, I like to assume that I said that correctly, randomly changes a certain type of key sphere to STR or int, and 5% attack and also 10%, that's not 10%, that's 2%, excuse me. 5% attack and 2% defense for STR key sphere obtained, and 10% defense and 5% attack per int key sphere obtained, of course, is type orb, and 4% defense and 2% attack per regular key sphere obtained. So this card is nuking off of either any other type that's outside of int or STR, or STR and int. So it will be STR, you get 5% attack and 2% defense per key sphere obtained, and int, you're getting 10% defense and 5% attack per int key sphere obtained. And for the other 3 key spheres, that being physical, tech, and AGL, you're going to be getting 4% defense and 2% attack. Okay. Granted, it's not really that many stats, but does this card need stats because they're already stacking from their pre-transformation? Right, who knows. Able to revive from the 3rd turn from character's first time after transforming, and revives with 60% HP if an ally or this character is KO'd, plus an additional 50% defense for 7 turns, and activates character's guard for the rest of the battle after revival skills activate. Let me tell you guys something. This card will not be reviving. And the reason why this card will not be reviving is because you're going to have that uncontrollable power slash movie boss's category character attack in the same turn, so you're going to be getting that free 10% damage reduction. And when this card is active on the rotation, just of course, first turn of the transformation, you're going to have 80% damage reduction. You guys are not feeling the loss of this guy's damage reduction. I'm telling you. This is like, you're not feeling this. And the fact that it starts from the 4th turn from the character's entry is just bonkers. You're not feeling this. You're not. Let's say you pass by 6 turns. You're only losing 6% damage reduction. Guess what? You're still going to be at 70% because you're going to have that ally attack in the same turn, that being uncontrollable power or movie boss category character. This is the strongest thing about this card. Add that to the fact that this card, I mean, granted, you're going up against a Goku's family or Earthbred Fighters category enemy, will have guard. Yeah. And also, nuking off of either predominantly off of STR and N key spheres, which you will want to focus more on because you're getting more stats off of them, right? Yeah. P is just like a... Okay. Okay. So, this is the strongest thing about this card. The damage reduction. Easily. The damage reduction. Wait. I just realized something. This card does not start out with any stats at the start of the turn. Because you get this because you have to build this up, right? I'm not counting this because you have to build this up from doing attacks and have turns pass in battle. So, this doesn't count because of what I just said. This doesn't count because you have to perform a super attack. This is just damage reduction, and of course, you lowering your damage reduction per turn passed, right? What else? This is just a worthless ability because you're never going to have this character or most likely an ally below the specific HP threshold, because look at the damn team. Let's just be honest. What else? Of course, the guard is very nice, and or when the domain's active, right? Nice to have the additional super attack chance, of course. Yeah. Well, technically, you could count the stats from the support type buff, but technically that counts. That does count, but that's not like a that's just not like 150% attack and defense to start a turn. There is no starter turn attack and defensive buff for this character outside of their support. But the thing is that it doesn't matter because this character's already stacking from their pre-transformation. Yeah, the card is good. Certainly, very strong card. You still got the revival built in, as well as the additional defense for multiple turns, as well as the guard for the rest of the battle, right? You have the nuking, and this character is able to create orbs still inside the domain. You have unrestricted additional super attack chance. You're able to give up to 60% attack and defense, as well as, what's that? You still give support from the domain. Yeah, you do. He still looks... He looks about the same. He looks about the same. Yeah. He does look about the same. Definitely better. He only looks about the same in certain aspects, which makes sense because it's a rework. But yeah, this card is good. Only thing I would probably like this, yeah, you're just never gonna see this, no? Yeah, you aren't. So that's gonna be about it. Oh, I forgot to read the domain. The domain can be activated anytime when all allies are movie bosses, uncontrollable power, or when there is a Goku's family category enemy attacking the same turn, or just Goku's family category enemy in the turn, or just, who cares, attacking the same turn, pretty much the same thing. Domain, all allies and enemies in the movie bosses or uncontrollable power category get 2 key and 30% attack and defense. All superclass enemies and allies receive an increased 15% more damage, seems about right for a domain, and plus additional 15% if characters are in the movie heroes category, and plus additional 15% if you belong to the Goku's family category, of course, the enemy, right? Okay, and the categories are the same as the vanilla version. And star if the character on the, if another character on the team revives the ability to reproc as well. Okay, makes about a lot of sense because of course you want the revive as well to proc, so you get the HP. I don't really have much more to say. Yeah, definitely way stronger. This right here, this takes his card above the top because on this turn, like on the first turn of the transformation, like the first, like I don't know, like 6 turns of this card, he's just unstoppable. And then like you're gonna open up, you're using the domain immediately, right? So you're gonna have guard with 80% damage reduction turn 1, while orb changing, nuking, giving monstrous support from both your passive to your domain, and doing increased damage. Granted, you're going up against a Goku's family movie hero, of course, superclass enemy. Yeah, guard's cracked. Only looked about the same because it did just get a hint of buffs. Is that crazy to say? Probably. Definitely needed this additional super attack chance for free. Yeah. Now granted, this guy's not nuking. Yeah. A hint of buffs. Yeah. He didn't really do too much to the card, no? Yeah. I think that's about it for me. Enough nitpicking. W card. The card is definitely very strong from the pre to the post transformation. Looking very good. Absolutely. So, Adlins, thank you for sending your custom card. Send me custom cards. Well, not custom cards, excuse me, your rework. Send me custom cards, reworks, EZA concepts over to bhdevcustomcards@gmail.com to get to your custom card, EZA concept, or rework concept as soon as possible. I'm getting all these other concepts out of the way. Join the 24/7 Discord server. Link to our Discord server communities down below in the description for you guys who joined today. And I believe that's about it. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And that is all. Thank you for watching. Peace.